They called him the coastal listener long before anyone knew there was a pattern. Spotties turned up along Highway 1, Big Sur pullouts, foggy beaches near Half Moon Bay, once even beneath the Santa Monica Pier at low tide. Always at night, always clean. No blood, no obvious cause of death, just faces locked in the same expression. Relief. That's what unsettled people most. Detective Mara Ionescu noticed it at the third autopsy. Same softened jaw, same loosened hands. Like the victims had been comforted right before they died. The press wanted a monster, a sadist, someone hunting tourists, but the victims didn't line up pages, jobs, backgrounds, no connection except one thing. All California natives, all long-term residents, all people who had recently called a mental health hotline. Mara wasn't supposed to notice that. The calls were sealed. But patterns leak, even in a state as big as California. She drove the coast at night, windows cracked, listening to the ocean beat against the cliffs. California had a sound to it, traffic layered over waves, voices layered over silence, a place where no one ever really shut up. The fourth body broke her, a young man in Monterey, teacher, recently divorced. Found sitting upright on a beach bench, shoes neatly placed beside him. No marks, no struggle. The medical examiner wrote cardiac arrest, but added a note at the bottom, elevated endorphins at time of death. That didn't happen by accident. Mara pulled the hotline logs illegally. One number appeared again and again, not as a caller, but as a responder. A volunteer counselor who picked up overflow calls when the system was strained. Name, Elliot Rowe. Location, varies. Availability, nights only. She listened to the recordings. Elliot's voice was calm, unhurried. Hey, he didn't interrupt. Didn't rush people toward resources. He let silence stretch until callers filled it themselves. You don't have to fix anything tonight, he'd say. You don't have to be strong right now. Just talk. I'm listening. Callers sounded better by the end. Lighter. Like something had been set down. None of them reported him, 'cause none of them thought he was dangerous. Mara finally found him at a scenic overlook near Santa Cruz, standing alone, looking down at the black water. Mid-30s, average, forgettable. California, casual hoodie, jeans, sneakers. You're late, he said, without turning around. She froze. How did you? You've been listening to me, he said, gently. I can hear it in your breathing. She drew her gun anyway. Elliot smiled, small and tired. They don't die scared, he said, as if continuing a conversation they'd already started. That matters. What you're doing is murder, Mara said. Yes, he agreed. But it's not violence, she scoffed. You're killing vulnerable people. He shook his head. I'm staying when everyone else hangs up. He finally looked at her. His eyes were bloodshot, not wild exhausted. California eats people slowly, he said. Cost of living, noise, pressure to smile, to become someone better every year or else. You ever notice how no one here is allowed to stop? She didn't answer. They call me because they want permission, Elliot continued. Not to die, to rest, just once. I don't push them, don't decide for them. Her finger tightened on the trigger. Then why do they end up dead? Because sometimes listening is enough, he said softly. Sometimes being understood completely. Let's go with the last thing holding you here. You're irrationalizing, Mara said. Maybe, he replied, but tell me something. How many of them would still be alive if the world were kinder? She didn't shoot him. That decision ruined her career. Elliot turned himself in 2 weeks later. No chase, no manifesto. He confessed to 6 deaths. The state called him a serial killer. The internet argued about him for months. Then, something strange happened. Crisis lines reported fewer repeat callers along the coast. Emergency rooms saw a brief dip in stress-related cardiac events. People described feeling unaccountably calm after long calls with anonymous operators. The system adjusted. Policies changed. Calls shortened. Silence discouraged. Elliot was transferred inland. Mara visited him once in a concrete facility far from the ocean. "Do you regret it?" she asked. He thought for a long moment. "I regret that listening became illegal," he said, "and that killing was the only thing that made people hear them." As she stood to leave, he added quietly, "California will make another one of me." She didn't ask what he meant, 'cause deep down, she already knew.